Yes, yes. Another week, another chatterbox. And I got some of the boys with me, not the full team. Tell them what's good. It's your boy Sean.
Yo,
And of course, ladies love Andre.
Yes, yes.
Wagwan boys. Yeah, this week we've had an interesting one to watch. Andre hit us up last week and he said, all right, gonna watch Work It. Man's like, oh, Work It. What's this gonna be like? I thought maybe it's a dance thing, innit? It was a dance thing. Yeah, it's on Netflix, came out on August the 7th. And Laura Taruso is the director. Sabrina Carpenter is starring in it as an 18-year-old who ends up having to complete a dance competition in order to get into the university that her late father went to. Bit of a complicated story. Don't really get that part of it, but it goes on. She has a love interest. She can't dance. Her friend who can dance probably stole the show for me. And I thought overall, it was an interesting film. But one thing that stood out for me was Alicia Keys was co-producing the film. And I thought, oh, this might be exciting, at least for the soundtrack. But we'll get into that later. First of all, I want to hear what you guys have got to think about this film. Ladies love, take it away. Tell me if you was vibes in with the moves and the bouncing on the dancing. Go for it, bro.
Well, I was not looking forward to watching this movie. I'm just going to be honest. So when I started watching it, I wasn't surprised at how I felt because it wasn't good. It wasn't good at all. Yeah, I just was bored, and I was distracted until the second half when I actually started to enjoy it. And I didn't really understand why, but I started to get into it, and I started to get into the characters and the dancing. And I always did love the soundtrack; that was good. But yeah, I just started to get into it on the second half, and I actually enjoyed it when it finished. Like they did a little dance number at the end, and they did a little end credit thing, which was good as well. But when I think about it, if I didn't have to review it, watching it, I would have stopped. I would have stopped watching it, and then I wouldn't have got to the second half. So it's a weird thing to say, but I enjoyed the second half more than the first.
All right, cool. Maybe we'll have to do 2-star reviews for you. You can do the star reviews for the first half and then the star reviews for the second half. My boy Sean, tell him what you're thinking, man. Did you enjoy this one? Was your vibes in?
due to the story being pretty flat, a bit like Andre, I felt like I got a bit bored watching it, especially in the beginning. Also, for me, I feel like there was more characters that could have been explored in this film. I mean, even during the second half where I got into it a little bit more, I kind of felt like I was left wanting to know a little bit more about specific characters, but we'll probably get into that a little bit later. But yeah, that's why for me personally, it was a miss.
All right, cool. So tell me one thing you liked or disliked about the film that stood out for you.
I liked the characters. I liked is it Liza Koji? I think she's a YouTuber, and she was excellent. Like the best friend, they always have the best friend, but she was excellent. I liked her. I liked her dancing in it. I liked Keenan in it. I know him from The Flash. Yeah, he was good. Like I liked him. I liked his character.
In 5 months, I don't need you stanking up the place.
Fine. I'll start my own damn team then.
There it is.
Say what?
Like, his character was so bougie and thought so great about himself. But yeah, so those things I liked. And I liked some of the dancing. Like there were certain points I didn't like, but yeah, I did like some of the dancing. Funnily enough, maybe what I didn't like so much is the lead. Like it was just a character, and I think a character was supposed to be bland, but it was bland, and it was just I couldn't really get into her, to be honest. Like I'm not saying anything about the acting, I'm just talking about the character. The character was bland for me.
Do you know what? Talking about scenes that stood out for me, I'm gonna be honest with you. The scene where the dancer had a boner in the early rounds of the competitions.
Butter.
Oh my God.
When that bit happened in the film, I'm not gonna lie, I was laughing because I thought to myself, like, imagine that happening in real life. That's just ridiculous in front of all those people getting a massive boner after you've been widing some girl. I think that was just hilarious. Yeah, the main character, she was dead for me. I didn't really feel her character. I didn't enjoy anything that she was bringing to the film, to be honest with you.
It's interesting the stuff you brought up, Like for me, I'll go with the dislike first. Like for me, the film, there was too many dislikes. Like there was so many little things I was picking up on. Like the beginning, the dancing. I thought the dancing wasn't great in that opening scene, and the lighting, like that she was doing, like that wasn't live lighting. That was computerized lighting on cameras, and I was like, "What's is this trying to make the dancing look better?" I just got really confused too quickly. And then as the movie went on, there was loads of little things. I was just like, "Oh man." I got halfway through and I realized this is one of them feel good young films, isn't it? You ain't meant to ask questions. You're not meant to wonder why they're able to afford this or live that life. It's just a feel good film. And then I thought, I know this is why Alicia Keys is involved in the movie, because she's been into the yard with the youth, them, watching a bit of TikTok, watching some of them YouTube films, and you can see it's got all the perfect parts of many, many films over the last 5 years built into one big long film that's aimed at teenagers. Generally, the teenagers who aren't kind of going out and getting into the early club scene and that, the ones who are still into their TikTok videos and making glossy YouTube videos and that kind of life and going out and making dance moves with their friends. It appeals to them. And I like that. I like that there's a good film representing good kids with a diverse, cast as well that are just out there to have a good time and do well in school. I quite like that. But on the point of Alicia Keys, came as a surprise. But since she was involved, what did you guys think of the soundtrack, given it wasn't actually produced by her, but by Jermaine Franco?
I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it because that's something that was notable for me watching the movie. Like even when I was bored at the beginning, the music was something that I noticed and I enjoyed. So yeah, I think that was a plus for me in terms of the movie because yeah, at the beginning I really wasn't enjoying it. So the music was good.
I'm going to be honest, for me personally, I didn't think it was very good, especially after I realised and found out that Alicia Keys co-produced the film. So maybe I'm being a little bit biased there. I'm not sure, but I just felt like her being involved in this film, she could probably have done a little bit more in regard to the song choices.
Yeah, I can't lie. I wasn't impressed either. I remember when I was growing up, you got served, honey, and they had some banging beats in the dance scenes. I felt like, yeah, I want to get up and dance to this, but I wasn't energized. And talking about the dancing, I don't know what you guys thought, but I wasn't really into it. I didn't think there was anything amazing in the dancing. Maybe again, I've been spoiled because we've had diversity and all the dance crews over here in the UK and the previous movies. So it's another Netflix original. Netflix are trying to get into every genre, subgenre, category they can. And to be honest, they're not doing a bad job. But thinking about, all the other dance films I've seen, what did you think? Did you think this was one of the ones that will be remembered, like You Got Served or Honey?
No, personally, I don't. But that's just me. That doesn't mean it won't, because the way people are going on Twitter and on comment sections on YouTube and stuff, they really seem to enjoy it. But I don't think personally like it's a classic. So yeah, no.
It was, far off the mark. It wasn't anything that anyone would be singing about personally, but maybe it's an age thing. I'm not quite sure. Like maybe it's because I'm used to some of the older stuff, like Step Up and some of the other films that was done in the past, like Honey, like you mentioned as well. For me, I felt like this film was more of a miss than anything, to be honest, when it comes to dance films. So that's my take on it.
It was a feel-good film. It was perfectly aimed at young people. And like I said before, this film is totally about young people wanting to do well. Even at the end, Juilliard, played by Keenan, the character came along and was like, I've changed now. I'm a good person now. It was that whole unreal world that we wish for everyone to grow up in, where in the end, we all get along and there's a happy ending. And some people like a happy ending. The rest of us like Breaking Bad. Do you know what I mean? It's one of them. But to know exactly where we're at with this film, my brother, Sean, how many stars are you giving it?
Do you know what? I can only give this film, at best, 2.5 stars.
I'm gonna give it 2 stars. Like I said, I didn't really like the first half. Second half, I got into it, but I can't give anything more than 2 stars, really, to be honest.
I'm with you, bro. I can't give it more than 2 stars. I will definitely recommend it to my daughter and her friends. I will definitely recommend it to my friends' children. It's a good film for young people, but for me, I can't recommend it to no one my age or none of my friends. And Andre, don't be recommending films like that to me again, yeah? I'm saying that. But yeah, 2 stars from me. So there it is. Work It. Didn't really hit it for the boys here. Next week we'll be back with another film review, maybe even 2, just for you guys because you keep watching us. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit us up on the socials, and we want to know what you're thinking. Did Work It do it for you? Let us know in the comments, man. Hit us up. We'll be back next week with your boy Sean and the ladies love Andre. Peace out, my people.